What is up, guys? Before I get into this video, something I thought was pretty cool. My first kill was killing someone with a helicopter as soon as I got it in the hospital. I didn't think I'd eventually win the game, but I eventually won the game, as you can see in the next clip. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Alright, onto the video. In this first clip, you'll see me flying from the hospital down the canal. I'll eventually turn around here in a second. And I basically do a whole loop around the map following the dams. I'm just really going to kind of visualize what would happen if they were to flood. I think one of the things is this middle section in between both dams is going to get a majority of the water. So that being downtown and this park area down here and further up the map. Down here, I think, if you can see how it's elevated, I believe water's kind of get in and out, if that makes sense. There's going to be extra like rivers and streams between the elevated parts of these hills, I guess you could call them. This building down here is going to be completely flooded because it already has water below it. I believe Port, I'm going to go around and inspect Port pretty well, but Port is going to get hit. It has this dam right here where it is pretty much backed up to the point where if it gets a little bit more water, it's going to overflow. I think that's what's going to happen once all the ice melts. But yeah, all the containers, kind of like in PUBG, if you played PUBG in the water world place there, where everything is not completely submerged, but it's kind of like up to your knees in water. I think it's going to happen in Port, where a lot of things are going to get messed up, all the containers are going to get pushed around. How they're all stacked up neatly, that's going to be completely destroyed. They'll just get pushed around, the big stacks and both sides of Port. Basically, you'll have the containers laying everywhere. They'll probably be like loot box, kind of like Boneyard, but for Port and water. I am playing in a real game, so I'm getting shot at a lot, so I have to dodge bullets, which is annoying. But yeah, all these containers are just going to get thrown everywhere. There's going to be water everywhere, just like in Boneyard. Think of the Boneyard with how the planes are and the crates, but in Port with containers and water. Let's see, yeah, I'm still in Port here. Trying to just dodge the bullets. I think Port, yeah, it kind of gets partially flooded, probably up to your knees or something like that. Black Ops 4 did that. You kind of just move slower where the water was. I'll move back up here and eventually, yeah. And I think for this too, it's going to overflow a lot to this right side, to where that little road is up by farmland and lumber. I think stadium's going to be flooded, like the bottom part of the stadium won't be able to get into. Basically this whole middle part, like I said, between both dams will be flooded. I will make professional renderings of what I think it's going to look like. Really, I'm just going to show the map and where I think the water is going to be here. I'll probably leave those out during the video. All this ice is going to melt too, so that's what I think is going to happen. Up this side though, it's not very, well, it is pretty deep on both sides with how the hills are kind of on both sides, so I think it's all going to melt. That fire station to the right is going to be gone, everything on the right is going to be in water. I pretty much do a big loop here where, because part of the map really isn't playable, you'll see the outside of the map is basically just mountains and mountains and snow and forest. So once they update, I believe it's all going to be melted, all gone, so all that water is going to run down toward the bottom part of the map. Really, the higher part's not going to be affected. Quarry should be good, but not everything will be underwater. Yeah, here I'm just showing that the mountains are covered in snow. If I go to this side, I don't think military base will be impacted that much. It is right next to the dam, but I just don't see how they can really implement with how it is set up now with water and it being flooded, really. I don't think they're going to do too much in the map when it comes to making it all flooded, but it could affect military base, it could not. I'm basically just flying over to get to dam at this point. So over on the dam side, I think there's going to be this lake right here. Obviously, is going to thaw out. It's going to go up pretty high, I would say, to where the dam's not. I don't know if they're going to break it, or if it's going to be bursting or what. But this lake's definitely going to rise up a lot, and it will probably carry itself. Well, it will carry itself down to the little electro plant right beneath the dam. Well, the second part of the dam, the bottom part of the dam, I guess you could say. The lake down here will be completely flooded. This dam's probably going to be broken or just water continuously pouring out. A big portion of this part down here will probably be flooded, like the bottom parts you probably can't get to, where all those transmissions and receiver boxes are down there. That'll probably be flooded. The roads will probably be good. That little bridge might go away. What else? Alright, so now I'm going back down to hospital basically. I think right here is a deep part, so this probably won't flood. Probably that street to the left will flood, but airport should relatively be okay, I would say. Like, I don't think they're going to completely submerge the whole map underwater. But when I go down here, I get shut up the whole time. Yeah, nothing's really... this river's just going to basically fill up and not be frozen anymore, so... And then I go downtown. Like I said, I think downtown's probably going to get some water too, to where if you're not in the buildings, you're probably going to be up to your knees in water. You're not going to be swimming around, but you'll be up to your knees. Basically like Black Ops 4, how they did that. TV station though, all that stuff to my left here should be okay. I think that's elevated enough to where the water won't get to it, but more like downtown, it's probably going to flood up. It's like the first... not the first floor, but the first little entranceway. Like a lot of places you have to walk upstairs to get in the first door, and they'll probably flood up to the stairs. The buildings will be more fought over because no one's going to want to be down in the streets. And I think basically all this area to the right of me won't be affected since it's a little higher up. And this is pretty much where I end my fly around, is back at park where I started. So again, mainly this middle part of the map is going to be affected with the water. It'll be flooded probably definitely up to where all that like low-hanging area is. All that's gonna be gone, and then I pretty much start my game from here, which I eventually won. Yeah.